Welcome to Lab Rat Fun Networking with Fish. What we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and bring up the APIC-EM, get a VM of it up and running, and ping the default gateway. This is the APIC-EM version 1.01 that just came out on Cisco.com in the November timeframe, just last month. So again, all we're going to do today is together we're going to go ahead and bring up the APIC-EM VM and ping the default gateway. So let's go ahead and do that. If we go over to my session over here, here's my VM. I've got a IWAN app, version 101.3.0, and I also have a RDP session that's actually over in this environment here. So this is my IWAN app, and I also have a PC over here that is in the 10.101.30 subnet. So if we go back over here and minimize this and just go right in here into this is the IWAN app APIC-EM and APIC-EM license. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say accept. And we're going to get this warning: you are attempting to run APIC-EM on a host that does not satisfy the minimum system requirements for a single host deployment. APIC-EM may not function properly with the current releases. So I actually am just deploying this in a very small environment, specifically for just some feature functionality requirements, not necessarily as a full deployment. So I'm going to go ahead and say, yeah, okay, I'm good with that. So we're going to create an APIC-EM cluster. And the IP address, as we saw on the diagram, is 10.101.30.11. Virtual IP address, as we see, this is optional. Enter the virtual IP address to use for this network adapter. I'm not actually using that. It's actually required if you plan to extend this APIC-EM deployment across multiple hosts. I don't plan on doing that. So my net mask is going to be 255.255.255.0, default gateway, optional. Actually, we're going to go ahead and just go to 10.101.30. Whoops, a daisy. Let's go back with there and put a little dot in there. 101.30.1. DNS server, it's optional, so we're not going to go ahead and do it. Static routes, it's optional. So we're going to go ahead and go down, go to next. And do I have another network adapter? Well, actually, I don't. So I don't really need another network adapter for what I'm doing right now. So we're going to go ahead and say, no, we don't. So let's specify a password for the Grapevine Linux user. What I'm going to go ahead and go with is I'm going to go ahead and go with Cisco 123. So Cisco 123. Re-enter it, Cisco 123. And this is the password generation seed. This is optional. I'm not going to do that. And we're going to go ahead and, again, auto-generated password optional. Not doing that either. So we're going to go ahead and go to next. I am going to go ahead and be admin, specify a user for this, administrative password. I am, again, going to go ahead and use Cisco 123. And I'm not going to do this, and not going to do that. And go ahead and go to next. So this is going to be the NTP Server address, which I'm actually going to have. It actually is in my environment, that router that's right there in the middle, which is also my default gateway. If you actually read over on the left, it says enter the IP address of the NTP server. So if you see this is asterisk, it is indicating a mandatory field. Please note that the NTP server must be accessible in order for the APIC-EM configuration to succeed. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and make sure that I do that. This is a mandatory field, but I'm off in my own little environment. And so I'll go ahead and say CPOC fun and CPOC fun. And company name is mandatory, so we'll say Cisco. And the HTTPS proxy is not mandatory. I'm not actually going out to the internet on this. So this is harvest all virtual disks. Specify whether or not the wizard should delete any existing APIC-EM data in order to bring the controller back to a clean state. I'm deploying this absolutely for the first time, so I'm going to go ahead and say no. Delete all users, no. So At this point in time, I can either use the back button to verify, modify controller settings, cancel, save and exit, and then go back into this later, or I can go ahead and do proceed. So I'm going to go ahead and do proceed. So this is actually going to go ahead and take a little while. And so what I'm going to do, this is harvesting any existing Grapevine clients, and go ahead and let this go forward a little bit. I feel like I should play music or something, or sing to the tune of Jeopardy. So we actually see that we have 4 of 33 services, and right down here at the bottom, what we can see is HTTPS 10.101.30.11:14141. So let's go ahead and go over to here. So :30:14141. So yes, it's not private. Thank you very much. So now I'm on the Windows PC that is going to go ahead and web browse into this. And so what we're going to see is that we have this Grapevine service elasticity platform. And let's go ahead and put in our admin and Cisco 123 and log in. And so this is the this actually goes into detail the APIC-EM release notes, and the APIC-EM configuration guide and all actually go into using this. This is the underlying portion, and you can, if you want to, just kind of sort of poke around, see what's actually going on in a more detailed state. The details, the instance logs, the client logs. But for right now, you'll see that we have deployed services 33, running clients 8, faulted clients none, waiting instances 2. Now, these clients are not necessarily clients as in my devices, these are clients for the Grapevine. And so what we're going to go ahead and do now is we'll go ahead and let this bake. I will time it, and then I will come back. So as you see, this is 1:23 p.m. and I will go ahead and come back, and I will put us back over here, and we will see what happens. And welcome back. So it looks like, and I've been out of the room for a little while, so it looks like it's 1:46 p.m. So it looks like actually this potentially just finished a little while ago. So we're running, configuration to access the APIC-EM web UI. Please point your browser to one of the followings. But let's go ahead and see. And if I can, so let's go out of this. Let's go over to here and do a refresh. So again, this is actually the Grapevine, which is actually underneath. You can go around and poke around, but let's go ahead and open up another one. Let's go right to APIC-EM. Admin and Cisco 123. And there we go. Now, of course, the question is, can we ping? Now, here's the funny thing. I've never actually tried to ping from over here, but let's see if I can. 10.101.30.1. So we can ping our default gateway. And our default gateway already has all of the NTP. And we are ready to go. Now, if you actually come over here, so this is actually the APIC-EM again, 1.0130. And this is you have the quick start guide, and this is the requirements. And again, you did see that I was not fully at the requirements, but again, I'm not trying to do this into a production environment. And these are all the different things that you can do: the network plug and play, path trace, IWAN topology, host inventory, device inventory, discovery. Now, of course, as you know, absolutely nothing is here because I just installed this. So what we're going to go ahead and do is say that that's the end of this. So that's it. We've brought up the APIC-EM VM. We've pinged the default gateway. We see we're at version 101. We've looked at Grapevine. We've looked at the other web GUI interface. And we're going to go ahead in our next installment actually get the IWAN POP MPLS and IWAN POP INET and my master controller provisioned and up and running with the IWAN application, which is inside of APIC-EM. And with that, hope you had fun playing in the lab with Fish.